Welcome back to Now You're Cooking, and our guest today, Kelly Myers. And Kelly, I love to do quick and easy cooking, and when it comes to cooking for a crowd, you're like, oh, you know, just like, oh, a lot of people, what can I do? So this one, I created this recipe when I was 7 years old.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In Grandma Cleva's kitchen, my late great Grandma Cleva, and she was my cooking mentor. And I'm such a big believer in parents and grandparents cooking with their kids, and passing down any recipes they might have, but also just starting up new creativity in kids. So Grandma said, you know what you did? And I said, what, Grandma? She said, you created your first recipe.
Well, how great.
Yes.
How great. I'm excited to try it.
So she said, so we must name this recipe after you. So today I'm sharing with you Angel's fruit salad. And we start out with Cool Whip, and any light whip topping will do. But Cool Whip did something recently which made me very happy. They came out with Cool Whip sugar-free. And I loved the light Cool Whip for years, but I've always wished, as someone who loves and cooks for diabetics in my family, that we could have a sugar-free offering. So actually, the sugar-free tastes great with this recipe, but they don't make it in this 16-ounce container. But what you can do is take 2 8-ounce sugar-free Cool Whip, and it will be great. And it is thawed, of course. If it's not thawed, frozen, it's always a fun time to get that frozen Cool Whip out. Always a nice little fight between me and the Cool Whip container.
When you've forgotten
yes.
during the holidays.
Yes, those fun times. Jell-O, and I choose to use Jell-O sugar-free because to me the sugar-free still holds its taste. Sometimes sugar-free, you put it in something that might have natural sugar and it's like forget the flavor, but I found sugar-free, any kind of sugar-free Jell-O really holds its taste against this Cool Whip. In here, mix it up all together. Pretty soon our white Cool Whip transforms into a pink color. My favorite color, can you tell?
Yes.
There you go. And mix it up till it gets to the consistency where it's kind of like an evenness of the pink coloring. And then it will mix up well on its own once the other ingredients you start to add. 1 cup of marshmallows. In my opinion, it's hard to go wrong with marshmallow. Here we go. Making those marshmallows really happy right now. And for some of who I call coconut critics in my life, I've made the decision to do this recipe and omit my coconut optional portion of the recipe. Coconut can't, just a light amount of coconut can taste good in this, but I just, in honor of the coconut critics in my life.
That is something that
yes.
people seem to really like or they
really don't like. So today we shall leave it out. Also, I found there's a number of nut critics. Either they like nuts in their different fruit foods or no.
Oh, I'm going to say yes to the nuts. I love
yes, a sprinkling of nuts, a 4th cup. Tastes great in this, but for today's recipe we'll leave that out, but nuts do taste great in this fruit salad. Something else I really like, Great Value is one of the companies that for different fruits they'll have the natural juice, which is the full sugar. This is unsweetened pineapple juice in these pineapple chunks. And I love that because it's a great way to cut down on added sugar without cutting down on the flavor. We're going to do a cup pineapple chunks. Of course, slices would be great. if you just chop them up. But pineapple chunks, the work is already done for you. Here we go.
You ever tried to slice a pineapple?
Yes.
It's a lot of work, isn't
Talk
it?
about having your own kind of food fight.
Yes.
It's another one of those moments. To transfer to this serving bowl. And then I'm going to let you taste test it, Kelly. And this is a lighter version. Of course, you could use the full-on Cool Whip, the pineapple chunks in natural sugar, but a lot of these steps cut a lot of added sugar out, and that's what I like about it. So let's see here. Let's serve you up a little bit. Tell me what you think. Takes minutes to prepare and can feed a crowd.
My favorite kind. Very good.
Great. Well, I have a blog online that is full of recipes just like this one, and Kelly and I, you can both find us on Facebook under Kelly Myers and me under Angela Morgan, and I have a recipe blog that you can find at welcometoangelasKitchen.blogspot.com.
And on Facebook, the studio has its own fan
Yes.
page as well, and that's a great way to get up on all the events going on there.
Yes, at your art gallery.
Thank you so much for having me. This
My
has been great.
pleasure, Kelly. My pleasure. Thank you for what you're doing for the arts in Tahlequah, but most importantly, thank you for being a fellow foodie.
Absolutely. It's a great.
Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned next week for Now You're Cooking.
Women have been selling Avon since 1886, but it hasn't been till recently that you could walk into a storefront and buy a product. Well, local Avon representative Chandra Robertson has brought that to Tahlequah.
You know, they're liking the idea of being able to come in and see the product, smell the product, see the colors, and able to buy it right then off the shelf.
Chandra does consulting too, so those hard questions like which color looks best on me don't have to be answered alone.